So the title of this project was AI Drones for Grid Inspection, and essentially serves as a way to make preventative maintenance and diagnostic inspections of power lines much more efficient for those in the industry.
Basically, what you see here is the standard drone frame. So the frame itself just has the drone's, blades and fins and its legs, and then it has its own system control to help it fly. So we do not mess with anything in the system control. That's completely independent of our actual module. So our module is this red and orange thing up here, and this is just a 3D printed case. And inside the case, we have our Raspberry Pi, which is basically a small computer, and that's what has our AI loaded onto it. We have a TPU on the back for processing, which is what this thing is. This black sort of grid structure is a heatsink in order to prevent our TPU from getting overheated during processing. And here in the plugins, we have a UART to USB converter, and that's really the only wiring we did into the drone, and basically just making that into a plugin for our module. And then we just have a USB camera plugged in, which is right down here, and that's it.
So before we even did anything physical like this or thought about the drone we're using, we first had to create our AI model that is sort of the brains behind this whole operation. We trained a large data set to be able to recognize utility faults just by looking at them, which is basically running thousands and thousands of pictures that others have taken of broken utility equipment, and eventually taught this AI model to know what that looks like.
And these are just examples of some of the pictures that we use for training and some of the classes. So one of them was just nests, in the power line structures. Over here you can see some balloons, which we called our foreign object class, stuck in some power lines. This is a porcelain insulator with some flashover burns.
This really struck a chord with both of us, and we thought it had potential to not only become a great project, but also to possibly go on to be built upon later and turn into something that could make its way into industry, hopefully.
We're both really proud of it because honestly, initially we got the project, it was a bit daunting since, you're not really taught exactly how to do something. That's what's interesting about engineering is there's no guideline of how to solve a problem. You're always given a brand new problem and you have to figure it out. And I would say that that's the biggest thing we learned here, was not just the technical knowledge that we learned in our classes and the theories, but how to think and how to approach a problem and solve it, even whenever it's a problem that no one has ever faced before.